Shalom, Kol Halod, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like the heathen, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the great millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I want to start with in the book of John, the 10th chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 9, and it reads, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. A thief cometh not but to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. And I am come that they might have life, and that they may have it more abundantly. So the only way into the kingdom of heaven is through, which will be here on earth, is through Yahweh Shai. And unlike this false theology that comes from the seminary teachings, not from the biblical teachings, not from the Bible itself, people, think that they can find, the whole JC thing, and that's not even his name. All right, but as a matter of fact, if you go in the same book of John, the Lord chooses, and the apostle, elder apostle to Gabar just did a video on the 10 things that wacky-tacky Christians don't understand. All right, and one of them was that, one of those topics was that you don't find the Lord. The Lord chooses who's going to serve him. You just can't say, well, I found Jesus, and that's what you need to go find Jesus and all that kind of, madness. Those are doctrines taught from men. That is not biblical. You can't find the Lord. The Lord chooses who serves him. This is John 15:16. And it reads, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye might go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. So you got to know the name, right? Which definitely the letter J was not in existence when the Lord was created. I mean, when the Lord, walked the earth as in the flesh. Neither when he was created in the beginning. That wasn't, that letter J didn't come about until the 15th century. It didn't start getting printed into books until, the 16th century. All right? And a lot of people get turned off from the truth when you tell them that, because they've been brainwashed with that name. All right? Now I want to get into the true subject matter of what, this lesson was about. It was about proving that the another quick video proving that the Apocrypha was removed to hide the truth. All right, that's why you had the Bible Destruction group remove it, because you couldn't have pushed the false doctrine that they put in their theologian seminary or cemetery schools, as a beloved Apostle Elder Tahar calls it. Those cemetery schools, they wouldn't be able to teach those lies with the Apocrypha in place. And the Apocrypha actually identifies the wicked by race, by name, who they are. So they had to remove that, because even though they didn't really understand the Bible and understand the prophecies they totally understood that they were identified as the wicked. And, and so Esau, Edom, this is all about Esau, Edom trying to hide who they are. All right, so let's go to in John, the 10th chapter. I'm going to go to verse 20, and it reads, and many of them said, he have a devil and is mad. Why hear ye him? Others said, these are not the words of him that have a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Exactly. It says, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, that it was winter. See, so The Feast of Dedication is talked about and began with the history of the Maccabees. It began in the book of the Maccabees, all right, which they tried to remove. I know the Catholic Bible still has it, all right, but you know, they nevertheless, a lot of Christianity rejects Catholicism, all right, with good reason, because even though Catholicism is the father of all Christianity, Catholicism goes the furthest from what the word says. They blaspheme the scriptures probably harder than any other sect of Christianity, that's for sure. But that history of what happened and why they were celebrating it is in the book of the Maccabees. All right. Another what happens and what important thing happened during the time of the Maccabees. Well, one of the most important things happens was the forced and you know when the Edomites were forced to follow the ways of the law, statutes, and commandments by John Hyrcanus, and they became Jewish. All right. So you had a portion of the Edomites that became Jewish. All right. And man, it looks like it's gonna start raining in a minute. These clouds, it got dark. See how light it was, how dark it got all of a sudden? But that's a very important topic, because you got people today who will make the claim that, well, you know, DNA proves and sets us in West Asia, in Western Asia, which is where the so-called Middle East is in Western Asia. They say, well, there's DNA that sets us in Western Asia during the time of the Lord, during the time of the disciples, and sets us in Rome during that. Well, of course you were there. You were the Edomites. The Edomites were the ruling class people at that time. All right. Yep, got to break out the umbrella. But nevertheless, let's go to it real quick. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Real quick. This lesson is not going to be as long as I thought. I definitely was about to go in, but I don't want to get drenched out here. But let's go to First Maccabees, the 4th chapter. No, it's in a 50-something verse. I'm starting at 53, and it says, "And offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that it is dedicated with songs and cisterns and harps and cymbals, that all the people upon their faces worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise." And that's what the Lord was celebrating. All the Israelites, the Judeans, were celebrating. Maybe some of the Jewish were celebrating it too, because that's another thing that they did. They took the word, this word Jewish, and kind of got rid of the word Judean, so that there wouldn't be a difference between the two, because the Southern Kingdom never really referred to themselves as Jews. They referred to themselves as Judeans. All right, and they pronounce it in the way that it was pronounced, without the J. Okay, so just for understanding of today's time, you had Jews who were Edomites converted, the Jewish, by John Hyrcanus, and then you had the Judeans. All right, who were the actual bloodline people. All right, you got to remember, Herod was the Herodians. I forget which Herod was set up as the king over the Jews. It was 3 sons that came out of that. I know one of them's name was Philip, but I forget the name of the one. They were all sons going back to Antipater. They were in Antipater's bloodline. All right, and he had married a Israelite woman, so his sons, were kind of like Tia and Tamara, maybe even a little bit darker. All right. Because just because you're melanated don't mean that you're the people of the Lord, man. All right, they were just chocolate-colored Edomites, because he had put his seed into an Israelite woman. All right, it is as simple as that. But nevertheless, they were, and that's why he wanted to have the Lord killed, because he wanted to remain king over the Judeans and the Jewish. Okay, you got to remember they're 2 separate entities. All right, and those Jewish were actually fighting alongside the Judeans against the Romans, against their own people, you know, in those Roman, Roman Jewish wars. All right. So just wanted to bring out that quick point in history. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Wa Abba, Kwam, Yashua, Shalom.